By the time the Duchess comes to retrieve us, the house is full of guests. They are quieter than I would expect a party to be, and part for us without needing to be asked. I do not like the way they stare, and the crown is too heavy on my head, but I can do nothing about any of it. I can do nothing about anything without conflicting with some part of my code, and for the first time, I curse my nature. The Duchess leads us into the backyard and onto the dais that is to be our stage, and the assembled company takes their seats. The captain and the professor are sitting in the front row, and I've never seen such unsettling smiles. The Duchess takes her seat next to them, and as if on cue, the assembled guests all put in small earplugs. Pilar and Tatiana are starting to look extremely unnerved now, and I want nothing more than to bolt off the dais and run for the trees. But I'm not allowed to leave the professor alone at night.
Go on!
The captain yells.
Get started!
For all that I am frightened, and for all of the malevolence I've been feeling, the play itself seems fairly innocuous. I'm no theatre critic and do not have much pre-programmed knowledge of plays, but I've read some on my own time, and this one seems bloated, but tame. Tatiana as Casilda has a lengthy song in scene 2 that gives me some time to think, observe the crowd, look a little ahead in the book. But it reveals nothing to me. The audience does not react to anything we say, as they do not seem to be able to hear us. They sit there quietly, staring up at the dais, with blankly pleasant looks, as if they were listening to a talk on a subject they did not know much about. Tatiana has the last line of the first act, and she delivers it with gusto. "Not upon us, O king!" she cries, falling to her knees. "Not upon us." The moment the words leave her lips, the lights go out, and Pilar lets out a small scream. None of the guests react in any way, aside from the professor.
Keep going.
I look up at the sky and feel faintly sick again, and it takes me a moment to realize why. When the lights in the Duchess's backyard went out, so too had the stars. We push on through Act 2 in the darkness, racing to the end as best we can. I try to recite my lines without actually reading them, but I already know this is a fruitless endeavour. The subject matter gets increasingly surreal and disturbing. But no matter what, our audience looks up at us with that same blank, dreamy look. The final lines are a monologue by the stranger to the audience, and it is with no small relief that I step forward to finally end the play. My gracious thanks to you all for visiting Carcosa, lost, dim, dead and dying. It remains the final kingdom, eternal in the mist. Carcosa remains. Carcosa waits for her children to return.
To return and walk alone.
A voice from behind says in my ear, and I freeze, keeping my eyes closed tight.
Carcosa sings for you all. Welcome, welcome home.
It is the last line of the play, and I stand still, eyes closed, waiting for someone to speak. But nobody does. Pilar. Tatiana?
Weren't you listening? You walk alone.
When I open my eyes, I'm not in the Duchess's backyard anymore.